Lady Boulette, and I hope you're having a marvelous day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. And I just want to thank my subscribers and viewers for standing on business. That's the new catchphrase now. With the opposition that you see on this channel, anytime you don't big up Donald Trump, I stand by what I said. I don't want him to be the president of the United States. Some people seem to think this is a game, and this is a game where black people are calling the shots. Black people are not calling the shots in this presidential election, just like we have never called the shots in any presidential election. Also, what I have seen, and I'm sure you've read all these nasty comments that are coming on my channel directed at me. I have a right to my opinion and my preference, just like any other American, and I am going to express it. I am not easily bullied by cyberbullies. And I know that there are many people who feel like me, so I will continue to express my opinion. I have lived in the South all my life, except for a few years that I lived in New York City. And in the South, we have good, the bad, and the indifferent. And I'm talking about white people now. But very often, the bad come across as tough and strong and mean and racist and cowardly. And I want to emphasize cowardly. These are the people that are always talking about taking back the country. Now, what they mean by taking back the country is taking back the country as in taking it from the indigenous people and then taking the freedoms away from the Africans that were brought here in slave ships. Now, that's what they mean, taking back the country, when they had control over the non-white people in this country. Now, these people are serious about that, because that's all they have going for themselves. They are being white. They don't want to compete. They don't want to have to come out of their comfort zone and have to be civilized and get along with other people. They just want to stay in their white cocoon, the delusion of being superior to everybody else, and call you names and take from you at every opportunity. Now, the fact that there are black people who don't see this as a threat, that is their business. But those of us who do see it as a threat have a responsibility to speak on it. Somebody had the nerve to write in a comment on my last video that they're not afraid of Nazis waving flags. Well, guess what? Those are very dangerous people. And they are somebody to be afraid of when they get in a group with weapons and get the drops on other people. They are very dangerous people, and they are not to be taken lightly. They do want to take this country backwards so they can feel empowered. And anybody who can't see that, you don't want to see it. And these butthurt black men who are angry because black women are outpacing them and a preference chose a white man might as well get over it. Trying to ally with these Trump supporters is not going to lead anywhere but to disappointment for people who think they can succeed with that. And there's never going to be a time where they're going to make room in their narrow minds and their narrow space for black people. And I'm only going to speak for black people. Everybody else can speak for themselves. They're never going to make room for you if you're black. Black men wanted access to white women. White men gave you that in the form of Loving versus Virginia. And people say, well, that was about a white man and a black woman. Yes, after black men had run to the Supreme Court several times trying to marry white women. I did get this from Cynthia G because I didn't know that. But I think she said it was 12 years or 16 years after slavery ended, they were at the Supreme Court trying to marry white women. They have never gone to the Supreme Court about a hate crime bill. They've never gone about mass incarceration. Never even gone to make a case for reparations. They want somebody else to do all of that. But when it comes down to the white woman, they are willing to put time and money and their lives on the line for that. So to me, that ought to be enough. You got what you fought for. They gave you access to the white women that want you. A lot of these Negroes on social media have white women, or they have had white women, maybe had failed relationships with white women, but the white men gave you what you wanted. You ought to be satisfied. Other black people want things besides interracial marriage and interracial relationships. And black women in particular want power because that's what runs this country. What happened was that they underestimated black women. I believe they thought that black women were going to be standing in the background, holding their hands and moaning and groaning because black men didn't choose them. They never saw that while they were running out chasing behind the white woman, that the white man was going to find a way to elevate the black woman. So that's what's going on now. You know, they can complain and whine all they want to, but it's not going to change anything. They made their decision. The ones who are doing the complaining now, most of these black men that are complaining now do not like black women, have demonstrated that they don't like black women, but they didn't expect that the white man was going to take the black woman and elevate her over them, because that's what it looks like is going on. So now they seem to be trying to make a point by running to the Republican Party talking about Trump, Democrat shield, trick bag fam. And some people will fall for that. Their comrades will fall for that. But no serious-minded black man or woman is a fool enough to think that going to the Republican Party with those Nazis, and that's Trump's base, that's an alternative for black people. And repeating this Democratic shield, Democratic plantation, it's just really moronic. And it is very revealing that these men who started out talking about white supremacy, suspected white supremacists, everything was about white supremacy. Now all of a sudden they're endorsing the candidate of the white supremacists. You're switching one plantation for another. You need to be critical thinkers. Why all of a sudden are they endorsing the candidate of the white supremacists? What are they getting out of that? That is a very good question. Anyway, thank you for standing on business despite the opposition, because as far as I'm concerned, we cannot afford to be silent. Okay, y'all, thank you for listening. Leave a comment, give me a thumbs up, and have a good day.